So the UK has rolled out their first round of digital identification for a small subset of the British population. They've rolled out the Armed Forces Digital ID scheme, which essentially means if you're an Armed Forces veteran, you now get signed up to digital ID, and it allows you to access things like your pension, bus services, whatever benefits you're entitled to, and things that you can already access with your normal ID anyway. UK calls up Armed Forces veterans for digital ID soft launch. The UK's Armed Forces veterans are being tasked with one last mission, proving the UK government can successfully roll out digital ID card scheme. However, it seems the operation may already be running behind schedule. The virtual veteran card was originally slated to launch over the summer. The Department for Science, Innovation and Technology announced on Friday it had launched a digital version of the veteran card, which will make it easier and quicker to access key services and discounts via their smartphones. The card can be used for establishing access to housing or mental health support, as well as for discounts on museum entry and rail fares. In a statement, DSIT said the launch of the virtual veteran card was part of the government's plans to deliver national renewal by transforming public services so they can work around people's lives and not the other way around. The card, it added, would be the first digital document to be stored in the gov.uk One Login app. Now, there's already a lot of things that we need to rip apart then, including the One Login situation. But firstly, if you're looking for a VPN, make sure you check out Private Internet Access. It's one subscription that works across all of your devices, and they don't keep any logs. Private Internet Access allows you to switch your location to one of 91 countries or 50 US states, meaning that you can access content from wherever you are in the world and also access content from other countries. If you want to get yourselves 4 months free and 86% off, make sure you use the link down below. Now back to the video. So this government one login thing, let's talk about that. So the UK government have been touting that the digital identification system for veterans, and the one that's going to be used by everyone ongoing, is a system that they've built in-house. It's owned by the government. It's not accessed by third parties. Now all of a sudden they're talking about utilising One Login as their platform to store, manage and access all of this information. Yes, One Login is a third-party company. It's not owned by the British government, and it's a private, independent company, which, by the way, has data centres not based in the UK. Real secure. So already the UK government has lied about this. Period. The next thing is when it comes to risk groups in the UK, if they want to trial digital ID with a subset of the British population, why trial it with British military veterans? These are people that are maybe involved in conflicts, wars or other things that have happened around the world, may have been a part of United Nations disaster response, may have been part of hunting down and capturing terrorists, and what you're doing is you're basically creating a server somewhere with all of their information, their addresses, their contact information, where they serve, what they did, all of this information stored somewhere, so if an enemy government wants to seek revenge, well, just a simple phishing email attack really, isn't it? DSIT said the app provides the security and functionality for storing digital credentials as part of our national renewal agenda to create opportunity and make lives easier through better digital services. Ooh, that's some good PR, isn't it? Veterans had previously been identified as early candidates for the gov.uk wallet programme. In May, guidance from the Government Digital Service said that from summer 2025, gov.uk wallet will hold the HM Armed Forces veteran card, followed by the full driving licence, which is also unnecessary. The register asked DSIT why there had been a delay but had not heard back at the time of publication. Veterans are just one front in the government's push to convince the British public to embrace digital ID cards. Parliament's Public Administration and Constitutional Affairs Committee raised the problem of voter ID and fraud in its review of the 2024 general election. We would support the creation of a digital voter authority certificate or a digital government ID that could be used, it said. Now here's a really important thing to take note of. A spokesperson at DSIT told us the digital veteran card is a specialist service designed specifically for veterans to prove their military service and access veteran-specific support, discounts and services. This is not the same as the recently announced digital ID scheme, but it will be secured by the same technology in the gov.uk One Login app. Now, One Login is probably a video that I need to do within itself, but One Login, although it's probably a great platform, it has experienced many leaks over the years, and some of these have been absolutely monumental data breaches. Now, when One Login comes to things like, I don't know, storing an email address or storing a car insurance quote that you did back in 2015, that sort of stuff getting leaked is pretty serious. When it comes to things like your passport and driving license, those breaches are severe. In a recent video, we actually covered the rollout of the Armed Forces veteran card, and the way that it was actually reported on at the time is that it was smiles all around and everyone's really enjoying it. And the really interesting thing is some of the publications that have been put out targeted at veterans is basically saying that this is going to help them receive the support they need, whether it be mental health support, whether it be financial support, whether it be support for accessing days out or things to do. There's been basically like this whole idea that if they sign up, they'll get all of these benefits. Well, these are benefits that veterans are currently entitled to anyway, but there's actually waiting lists for a lot of this stuff, especially the mental health support stuff. The one login system isn't going to speed up that process or make that process better, because normally to apply for these services, you just go online, fill out the form, and then you're done. Or you can actually contact the UK government with your information on a special portal. You can ring them up if you want to, and you can receive access to these things. The problem is people aren't receiving access to these things, and there's usually significant waiting lists to actually get the help you need. The one login portal and the government introducing a digital version of this does not make that process any better, any faster. The problem is the government back end aren't doing enough to help our veterans. Myself, as well as many others, find it really weird that the first category they'd go for is army vets or armed forces veterans. Like, having family that are armed forces veterans that have recently tried to sign up to this, they've all agreed that it's absolutely pointless. You sign up and you get nothing. And I might do a video about how it works and what it all looks like, but expect that to come soon. My question to you guys is, who do you think they're going to roll this out to next? Obviously, we've now got the Armed Forces veterans. Who do you think they're going to try for their second set of beta testing? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you check out Private Internet Access VPN at the link down below. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video.